Paper Mario, Color Splash. Let's get this over with. So, for those of you who don't know, I made a video a few months ago talking about the entire Paper Mario series. Color Splash hadn't come out yet, and I was left with sticker... Oh god, sorry, I still can't look at it without gagging. That thing is an abomination of a game. It took what I loved about the Paper Mario series and squeezed the ever-living life out of it. Paper this, paper that. Oh hi Toad. Oh hi again Toad. Toad, 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 Toad. So many goddamn toads. This video isn't about that game, so let's forget about it forever. Let's get on about Color Splash. The game starts with Peach and a Toad. Oh god, it's starting already. You know, game, there are unique looking toads in your assets folder, right? Like, you know, Toadsworth? That toad that always followed the princess around? What happened to him? Anyway, they show Mario a toad with its color sucked up. They see that the toad was sent from a place called Prism Island. The three go to investigate, and when they arrive, they see that the town is completely empty. After a little bit of investigation, they open a door and a bucket appears. Mario hits it with all of his might, and to his surprise, the bucket gets pretty pissed off. The bucket's name is actually Huey, and he's hungry. Suddenly, a scream of terror is heard, and the gang goes to investigate. When they arrive, they see a toad being sucked up with all of its color. The poor toad, the horror of it all. What is this? No! Yes, those things from that game are back. They're not as bad as before, but that'll be for later. So, as it turned out, a bunch of shy guys came and sucked Prism Island of all of its color. Huey tells Mario that they need to collect 6 big paint stars on their way to the first mini paint star, which will lead them to the big paint star. They come across this. Fuck it, I can't keep calling that game that thing. From now on, I'll be referring to that gross pile of monkey shit as SS. Because it's just as bad as that SS. Color Splash's opening is strong. It's funny and has a surprisingly lot of personality to it. The music as well is great too. It just makes me feel happy when I play it. While I was playing it, I was wondering who the mastermind could have been behind all this. With all the color missing, I was wondering if we'd get a brand new villain possibly. Oh, there's Bowser's ship. Well, it was a nice thought. The main thing us fans are wondering though, is if it's an improvement over SS. Well, let's start at what made the last game horrendous, the combat. The combat in Color Splash is mostly the same. It's still turn-based combat, and you have to deal with only being able to jump on an enemy if you have a card that allows you to. You still can't select the enemy that you want to attack. Mario auto-attacks the enemies based on their order in the line. This can be incredibly infuriating, as if you kill an enemy quicker than you thought you would, you might end up hurting yourself when you meant to hammer an enemy with a spike on its head, and you jump on it with no control. I also don't like the fact that you can't see enemy HP anymore. Instead of HP, the enemy's color starts to fade away to show its damage. It's cool at first, but once the enemies get harder to fight, I'd like to know how much longer until they're dead, because if you overestimate how many cards you'll need to kill that guy, when he dies, you will lose all those cards that you didn't even use. Cards are way better than stickers, as they are all just one size. The most powerful move in this game takes up the same amount of space as the weakest card in the game, which is a welcome change. The max amount of cards you can carry is only 99, however. You can never upgrade this, and it becomes incredibly annoying mid-game when your deck is taken up by thing cards. Things make a return in this game, and I don't know if it's because I learned my lesson from SS, but I never had to backtrack to get a thing. I never played a thing card I had unless I needed to use it as well. I'm sure that if I had used those thing cards without a care in the world, I would have had to pointlessly backtrack multiple times. And the same problem from SS is still here, to where you will have a thing and you won't need it until hours later. In Color Splash, you can still have valuable inventory space taken up by a stupid stapler. Having the ability to store cards in a box or something would have freed up my deck, as a large chunk of my deck were just things that I wasn't going to play because I knew I'd need them eventually. A lot of the gameplay in this game are straight from SS, which boggles my mind. Why did Nintendo think that people wouldn't mind the things that they ragged on? When Super Paper Mario's gameplay didn't work, they scrapped that idea entirely and returned to classic-ish gameplay with SS. Apparently, the story as well, considering just how void of story SS was. I was hoping that maybe they'd take some ideas from past Paper Mario games and surprise us with... Wait. Is Mario finally getting a new partner? After all these years, it's... never mind, he died. I swear to God, this game trolls you with partners so many times. No, actually, no, I'm like really pissed off about how many times this game trolls you with the aspect of partners. In the opening levels, Peach and a Toad follow you like a partner would, and I was actually wondering if this was a sneak peek of what was to come. Instead of getting cool characters though, we just get Toads. Yes, the Toad Army makes its return in this game, and I'm not exaggerating when I say 90% of the characters in this game are frickin' Toads. Like 5 characters look different from the rest, but only that is like ever one thing, like a pair of glasses or a pirate hat. There are those rescue Toads, I suppose, but they suffer from the same problem as all the other Toads, which is that they all look the same, but just with a different color palette. There's a Toad in this game called the Professor, and logically, I assume that it must be an old Toad with a beard. I mean, what a perfect opportunity for a unique looking Toad. Judging by how annoyed I sound, it's clear that intelligent systems dropped that ball. The bosses in this game actually have character to them, funnily enough, because you only see them for an average of 2 minutes before you fight them, and then never see them again. These bosses are the Koopalings. 3 of them have unique enough appearances to stand out, but the other 4 really do just blend together for me. They were great characters to have around that I wish that at least once they had some build up in the levels before the boss level. Also, is nobody bothered by the 30 FPS? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's 30 FPS. Please don't roast me if I'm wrong. I know SS was 30 FPS, but that was on a handheld and I didn't expect much. The Thousand Year Door and Super Paper Mario were both running at 60 FPS and hold up because of that. Though, if there is a good thing about that 30 FPS, it's the graphics. This game is beautiful to look at. Everything in Color Splash is made of paper. And no, I mean it, literally everything is made of paper. From the trees to the water. Everything is made of paper, and some things are even made of cardboard. I know that I said SS perfected the paper look. The art design of this game has perfected the paper design of the Mario series. But goddamn if Color Splash didn't raise the bar. Back to the frame rate though, when you activate a thing, a mini cutscene plays, and oh Jesus, does the frame rate take a hit. I get that these scenes aren't interactive, but seriously, the frames go down to the teens. Oh wow, I can't believe I haven't even talked about this yet. The painting. The whole point of the game. Painting is a fun little side activity that you do while exploring. Painting does follow you into combat as well, as when you have a card with no color, you have to paint it to increase its damage. To be honest, the paint does give combat a purpose. After you win, the enemy will give you hammers, which increase how much paint you carry at once. Why it's hammers that increase your paint, I will never know, because, you know, maybe they could have just dropped mini buckets. This is super important, as if you run out of paint, your attacks aren't nearly as effective without color. I'd say combat is worth it for the first 10 hours to get the paint upgraded to a decent level. But after that, the combat does become more of a chore than anything. With all this bad stuff I've said, there is a silver lining. After you get your very first big paint star, a single minute made me realize that I actually liked the game. This minute was so unexpected that I actually couldn't believe it at first. The first thing that happened, that music returned. That wonderful music from Super Paper Mario that I love. Funnily enough, it brought back memories. Get it? Because both pieces of music are called memory? No? Well, I thought it was funny. I didn't see that music coming from this game. I was so happy when I heard it, but oh, that wasn't the end. Bowser came and he looks different. He fucking talked! Bowser talked! Thank God he stopped being so shy after SS. Sure, it isn't Bowser at his peak, but he had his personality back from past Paper Mario games. Oh yeah, and he takes Peach, but who cares, she talked! At that moment, I realized what this game was. It was a game trapped in its gameplay. It isn't quite like Super Paper Mario, where the story was amazing, and the gameplay was meh at times. But it's relatable. I loved Mario's new companion, Huey. He is far more fleshed out of a character than Kirsty ever was. Though at times he does feel more like a bucketized version of Kirsty, as at some points he looks just like her. Huey made me laugh so many times. Nintendo rarely ever has a male character as a companion. Having a female companion has proven to be far more successful, and I can't argue against that, as when I think of Nintendo companion characters, I always think of really well done female characters, but they hit it right on the nail with this one. When the writing doesn't get too Japanese, Huey feels like a total bro to Mario, a relationship that only bros will get. It's evident by the fact that Kirsty never felt like much of a friend to Mario by the end. She had some of the same humor as Huey at times, but it just didn't work. Huey brings out so many dirty jokes that it's amazing Nintendo didn't stop some of them from being included in the game. Like my personal favorite, oh scrap! Okay, I still hate the fucking Toads, okay? But they have some hilarious lines in this game. Though, I think it's sometimes a little out of character of the things that they say. The Toads can sometimes be complete jerks. Not only that, but Mario abuses the Shy Guys in the early parts of the game. Mario even talks to his enemies as well. The Shy Guys have some great lines. In Color Splash, there's a much better story told. It's still not the main focus, but Huey and character interaction really do keep things going. Even though Mario can only move through a world map, much like SS, the world feels very organic. Many games like Rochambeau really do help the world feel alive. Rochambeau, not to be confused with the game where you kick someone in the balls, is a tournament that's basically a rock, paper, scissors hardcore competition. It's a creatively hilarious idea that is worth doing, as it gives you a lot of money and cards. I do wish that the world map was replaced with a full world to explore. At times, it does feel like the game would have benefited if it had done this. One thing I felt as the game got going though, was that I was starting to become less and less impressed. I kept thinking that something epic was going to happen, like a character other than a Toad, or an advancement in the story, but nothing ever came. I still like the game, but this game has the opposite problem of Super Paper Mario, where Super Paper Mario's first 2 chapters weren't that good, then got really good afterwards. Color Splash is really good at the start, but slowly starts to dwindle as you realize it doesn't have any surprises left to throw at you. No plot twists to mix it up, no anything. Near the end of the game, there's only 2 standout moments that I can think of, which is a really funny joke and going into Super Mario 3. Going into Super Mario 3 sounds cool, right? Well, it started cool, but then I realized that it brought the worst mechanic back from any Paper Mario game. Okay, close to one of the worst ideas in Paper Mario. The 3D shit from Super Paper Mario. Seriously, it's exactly the same. No, I take that back. It's worse. You have a 10-second timer, which is like half the time from Super Paper Mario when in 3D mode, and it costs you paint. Why? I swear, it feels like Nintendo has their fingers in their ears and going, la 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 la, I'm not listening. So, you got all 6 big paint stars and are ready to fight Bowser. Again. The final paint star shows Mario its memory of the events before everything went wrong. Everything in Prism Island is well. The Toads are having fun and rubbing their faces in paint for some reason, and Bowser is up above looking down at them. He sees a fountain full of paint, and he thinks it'd be totally rad to paint a shell cause he's a rebel. While spinning in the paint, he causes the color to become black, and the paint consumes him, making him into a completely different Toad. It's like Body Snatchers! When you're about to head out, Luigi makes a surprise appearance and takes you and Huey up a rainbow road in his cart. And no, that isn't a coincidence, because that final mission won't stop it with the Mario Kart references. You enter into Bowser's castle and see Peach with all of her paint sucked up. Before you can get to her, you fall down and fight the last Koopaling. After all of that, you come across a factory painting a bunch of bombs black to cover the world in black paint. Oh shit, it really is like Body Snatchers. Mario is able to destroy the facility, however, and escapes the basement before he gets sucked up by the black paint. Mario is back where he was and returns to Peach. Bowser then comes crashing down and totally sasses the shit out of Mario. I love that Bowser talk. Mario and Bowser fight, and during the fight, Mario is able to get enough black paint off of Bowser's head that he regains control of himself. He looks around and asks why Mario is there, and if Peach was around so he could pound that Peach. The black paint takes over Bowser again and grows him twice his size. Bowser is then able to heal himself with the black paint he hurls at Mario. Huey comes up with the idea to return him to 3D mode so he can suck up all the black paint. Mario does so, and soon Bowser gets all the black paint off him. Wow, that was surprisingly easy. I've never actually played a Paper Mario game where the last boss was actually easy. That's actually really surprising, to be honest. Also, instead of Mario being a good guy, he violently stomps Bowser the fuck out. What the fuck, Mario? You two play golf and ride karts together. And we all know in SS that was staged, goddammit. I saw that Bowser laugh. So, Mario repaints Peach and everything is fine. Oh shit, the whole castle is collapsing. Run! They rush outside to Luigi's cart and all get on other than Huey. Huey says he has to stay behind to make sure no black paint hurts anyone ever again. Luigi drives off and Huey prepares his bucket for the paint. Huey sacrifices himself and, well, I guess he's okay, and flies off. Now, here's the problem with that ending. If only I gave a fuck. Yes, Huey and Mario are bros to the ends, but I just didn't care. If SS did something better than Color Splash, it's the ending. Kirsty's sacrifice at least made some sort of sense, and they did a way better job making that sad. Even though it still wasn't that sad anyways. Why would they attempt the same exact emotional ending as SS? Since Super Paper Mario, they've been trying to make us cry, but since these past two games haven't done anything to earn our tears, why did they keep trying? With Tippy and Black, we got backstory, we learned who they were, and grew to care about them. Their sacrifice meant something. Kirsty and Huey's sacrifices meant nothing because their sacrifices were just a cheap attempt to make us cry. Enough about all that though. The game ends with Mario and Peach looking up in the night sky, and there's another parade because hey, like I've said, why not? That was Paper Mario Color Splash. A good game held back by bad gameplay and a weak late game. Color Splash is such a weird game for me. It tries to act like past Paper Mario games. The arrival of the Prism Island was just like the Thousand Year Door, and it tries to be Super Paper Mario at times, but fails. Not only that, but why is this a game in 2016 with no autosaves in a level? Also, why can't we have multiple save files like past Paper Mario games? I don't want to wipe the save if for some reason I want to play Color Splash again. Where's Tattle at? You're telling me Huey can't give me a hint at how to defeat an enemy immune to my stomps and whacks? Color Splash is missing so much, yet gets so much right. It has half of what I'd say makes a Paper Mario game Paper Mario. Half its characters are interesting, the world is large, but doesn't lead to that much fun gameplay, and the dialogue is funny, but not witty. Not only that, but why did the Bowser... Why did the Bowser have to be... Not only that, but why did the villain have to be Bowser again? I get that it's technically the black paint, but no, it's Bowser. If anything, it's like Bowser had a spore in his brain telling him to do evil stuff he would have done if he had just thought of it. You're telling me, Intelligent Systems, that you couldn't think of a single cool new villain? I mean, hell, I drew one up on the Miiverse, which is brilliant, don't judge me. I'm sorry I'm bringing this up again, but why do barely any characters look different from one another? You have an entire assets folder dedicated to unique looking NPCs from past Paper Mario games, back when every single character looked different from one another. Prism Island was the perfect chance to have cool new characters because we're not in the Mushroom Kingdom. Like Rogueport, you could have made it a place where many different beings other than Toads have a town. I now understand what SS and Color Splash are. These two games are trying to distance themselves from past Paper Mario games and be their own thing. Don't believe me? Well, Sniff It or Whiff It makes a return and references Mario from SS as making another appearance on the show. Kamek also makes a return, oddly enough, considering that he was turned into dust in SS. All these characters make a return, but not a single physical reference is made to past characters before SS. One thing I liked about the original trilogy, yes, trilogy, like I've said, it's clear that SS and Color Splash want to be their own thing, was that they made small little references to the last game. They didn't cram references down our throat, but they acknowledged that they existed. The Thousand Year Door had Bo, and the 2 pictures with Mario's past party members in Super Paper Mario. I liked the fact that it felt like those adventures that actually happened in the sequels, and I don't like how the 2 new Paper Mario games want us to forget those adventures. Color Splash references the hell out of the entire Mario franchise to get nostalgic points, but I think fans would appreciate it if Color Splash at least acknowledged its origins. Hell, the Thousand Year Door gave several nods back to its very own origin with pictures of Super Mario RPG hanging around. The fans want partners back. We want characters other than Toads. We want a story. For some reason, Color Splash ditches the storybook in the beginning, but the storybook was the whole point. All Paper Mario games really was an interactive pop-up book retelling Mario's adventures. You don't make a book about lame adventures, you make books about epic quests with many twists and turns throughout the story. I'm still worried that all Paper Mario cares about is paper, as Nintendo has tried to make it clear that Mario and Paper Mario are 2 completely separate characters. What? That's not even right. I just explained why that doesn't make any sense like a sentence ago. I'm sorry I went on that tangent, but in some ways, Color Splash hurts worse than SS because they did most of the same things twice that didn't work the first time. At the end of the day, Color Splash is an okay, yet flawed game that's mostly held back by subpar gameplay. At least, if this is the last game in the franchise, I'm not near as upset as I would be if SS was the grand finale. That would have been like being a successful businessman with a happy family, only the trip, break your spine, and be a vegetable for the rest of your life. What a shitty ending that would have been. You know, I really should be fair to Color Splash. Looking back at it, I'm kinda sad that it's over. I really did like its personality. What lies ahead for Paper Mario? I don't know. Hopefully Nintendo still has interest in this long-running franchise. Okay, Intelligent Systems, listen to me. Make sure nobody from Nintendo hears this, but... Hi, Nintendo.
What are you doing?
Oh, you know, just talking about Color Splash. You know, I actually did quite enjoy it. I'm surprised. Good job.
Who are you talking to?
Me? I can't say I'm talking to anyone right now. Just, you know, making a video.
Very well then. Stickers. Stickers. Stickers.
Whew, that was close. Okay, Intelligent Systems, you need to hear this before Nintendo comes back. Force your employees to replay the first 2 Paper Marios. Super Paper Mario has a special place in my heart, but I don't want you to stray too far from what us fans truly want. If you want inspiration from that game, read the script. I want more stories like Super Paper Mario. For the love of God, return Paper Mario to where it once was, as a franchise that continues to surprise its audience with originality and a worthwhile experience. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. If you're nice enough to leave a like, then why don't you think about subscribing, as I have even more reviews like this planned in the future. You can also see my past Paper Mario video if you want to see what I thought of the whole franchise. And hey, if you like XCOM, boy do I have a video for you right here.